3-step guide to weight loss after birth. Stay to the end of this video because I have a bonus that will make everything even faster. Join my unique gems by subscribing to my channel. This is LJ Reminds, where mothers come to gain their strength back. Step one is breastfeeding. And I recommend breastfeeding so much, and I'm fully aware that there is an upswing in the use of formula. But I think that this strips the mother of her ability to work with her body to lose weight. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, we know that breastfeeding is beneficial for the baby's immune system, but what a lot of people don't know is breastfeeding releases hormones in the body that tells your abdominal muscles to contract and to go back to normal basically. So that's why breastfeeding is so beneficial for the mother. And when I was deciding what are the top 3 steps that I would do to lose weight, I thought of other steps, but I felt like breastfeeding should be number one only because as soon as you pass a baby, the baby needs to eat. So I know that breastfeeding is probably one of your first things that you will do as soon as possible. Breastfeeding is so beneficial, but you find a lot of people saying they can't do it due to being busy, having to work, having to send their baby to daycare, having to go to school, etc. And I don't believe that these are good reasons to not breastfeed because you are stripping your body of its own natural abilities to lose weight. And that's why I really want you to breastfeed. And as well, breastfeeding burns about 500 calories a day. So that's why you don't want to skip this step. If you have any of the objections I just mentioned, you want to get a breast pump. And only if you have lactation issues would I advise otherwise. If you need a breast pump, I will link one that I've personally used in the description for you to try and to overcome the obstacles that many mothers experience. So that is why I decided that breastfeeding should be number one on my list for weight loss. Step two is girdles. Now, when I was deciding the top 3 steps, I really debated between breastfeeding and wearing a girdle because a girdle is so beneficial. Now, I was first introduced to a girdle when I had my first son by my grandmother. My grandmother recommended I use a girdle, and ever since then to this day, I am still using a girdle. Girdles are so beneficial. They help reduce tummy fat by redistributing that weight to other parts of the body. And girdles also suppress your appetite. Because it's holding everything in, there's just not enough space to eat a bunch of food. So that's why girdles are so beneficial for the body. If you have your baby at 10 o'clock, I would recommend you put on a girdle at 10:01. If you need to choose one, I would choose breastfeed and then put on your girdle. And you should be wearing a girdle at a minimum 2 hours a day. But I would recommend in the beginning to wear a girdle as much as possible, even wear it to bed. And I would recommend you wear it at least 6 weeks. But as I stated before, I still use a girdle. A girdle retracts the muscles and it helps train the muscles so they're not so relaxed. If you ever notice some people after they had a baby, their stomach sags. Now, this can be very natural. I'm not shaming anybody with this condition, but I know that a girdle can help this. My mother had this, and I know for a fact that a girdle can help pick up your stomach and make you shapely again. So that's why I recommend girdles as step 2 for weight loss. Step 3 is cleaning up your diet and eating the right foods. Now, I know we're in the era of taking pills and potions for everything, and a lot of people believe that weight loss is something that they need a pill for. But I beg to differ. I myself have lost over 50 pounds just by changing my diet. And I want to tell you that a lot of these pills and potions may work temporarily, and some may work for a little bit longer. But if you are still having the same habits that cause you to be where you are with your weight, then you will have this problem again. And so you need to find joy in eating the right types of foods. Now, I'm not going to tell you you need to do a whole diet overhaul. I have many videos on my channel talking about this, and it's given nutrition classes basically on my videos. And that's why you probably need to check out my videos talking about foods for weight loss. But just an overview is you need to try to eat more vegetables, less high sugar fruits, less starchy foods, and more fiber because fiber makes you feel full and it helps you lose weight. So, you want to do that, and you also want to avoid the worst foods, which can be attributed to milk and fruit juices, sodas, and breads and pastas. And I go into depth on these topics on my channel. So check out some of my other videos that talk about this. But basically, it's healthy to eat the right foods for you for weight loss, but also if you are breastfeeding, these are really good foods for your baby and giving your baby the best nutrition possible. Nutritious breast milk. So that's why I recommend you focus on your diet slightly to really see big results, lasting results when you're dealing with weight loss. Please take a minute to like this video. That helps me a great bit. And I also want to know which one of these steps is going to be the hardest for you to try. But for my bonus today, I'm going to recommend that you exercise. Little bits of exercise goes a long way. Now, a lot of new mothers and mothers in general can't find time to exercise. Now, I would recommend just going for a walk, walking your dog, taking your baby out in a stroller, nothing strenuous. Especially if you've had a C-section, you definitely don't want to do anything too much. But a lot of mothers are quote unquote lazy. They don't want to do it. And that's why I would recommend that you use an infrared sauna. And that is my bonus for today. Exercise or use an infrared sauna. All the benefits of exercise can be found in an infrared sauna, such as burning calories, raising your blood flow, raising your heart rate. All those things can be found with infrared saunas. And you are burning almost just as much calories as you would burn if you were exercising. So that's why I really love infrared saunas. And if you don't have one or you cannot make it to a gym, I will link that below also to help you get a very inexpensive one that you can find on Amazon. Now, this one I have been using off and on for 4 years, so I know this one gets you very good results and it's not even that expensive. So, that is my bonus for today, and I appreciate you checking out these options 3-step guide for weight loss. I want to leave you with something to ponder, something to think about, and that is, and I've asked you this before, which one of these 3 steps is going to be the most difficult for you to do? Now, if you have any questions and that's the reason you cannot complete the steps, put them down in the comments and I will definitely answer your questions because I think every step is very important. I don't want you to skip any of them, and I want you to be satisfied in these steps to get to weight loss quickly. If you made it this far, I know you're serious about weight loss. Now, there is a free report that lists the top 10 foods you want to avoid if you're trying to slim down. Now, this report is critical because it will help you decide what you should not be eating. I will link it down in the description. And I also want to tell you to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon so I can continue to support you. Now, also, like this video, share it with anybody you know that might need this information. And again, this is LJ, and thank you so much, my unique gems.